Hey people, what up peeps? Thank you for tuning in to another chapter of Books and Brown Liquor. I am your girl, Tanya, and today we're talking about Fever House by Keith Rosson. This is my first book by this author, and what I learned after reading this book, I am definitely making my way through his catalog. Do you hear me? This book right here, it's like horror meets action, okay? Picture 28 days later. Remember 28 days later? The zombies that act like they on speed or crank or some shit. 28 days later in Portland, Oregon. Okay, so here we go. I enjoyed this very much. This is a 5-star read for me. Let's talk about it. And have you read this book? If you haven't, I recommend it. But if you have read this book, share your thoughts. I'm currently reading the sequel to this, and I'm like halfway through it, and it's very good. Basically, the second book is like the aftermath of this book. Okay, let's go. Let's get into it. So basically, we have an underground street boss who he has henchmen that works for him, right? So there's this dude. He owes some money. They go to his house to collect, and he does not have the money or the product. He doesn't have the money or the product. But what he does have is as soon as they walk in, they feel like this vibe. This tingling in the air. Why do they feel that way? And they're just drawn to the kitchen. And in the kitchen, they open up the refrigerator, the Frigidaire, the icebox, if you will. And there is a severed hand. And when they get closer to the hand, they just want to hurt people and bash heads in. And they just feel this propensity for violence that they cannot control. They don't get the money, they don't get the product. But for some reason, they leave with the hand in tow because it's very addictive. It draws you to it. It makes you do bad things. From the time the hand leaves the apartment, the city of Portland will never be the same. It will never be the same. The city of Portland is flipped upside down. And the city is flipped upside down. Basically, not only does this hand, it's rumored to be the hand of the devil. Okay? And everywhere it goes, bad things happen. All right, cool. So not only do we have this hand on the loose in the hands of like these dudes they start acting up, things start going down, violence, blood, violence, all that stuff. But there's also an organization that is trying to retrieve this hand because they have something bigger planned. That's all I can say about that part. But this hand, let's just say, like, if this hand falls in the wrong hands, so to speak, it could be the end of the world as we know it, okay? Without saying too much. But this book is fast-paced. Some of the scenes will definitely stick with you. Some of the scenes are shocking, right? It's very graphic. I think of 28 Days Later meets a Quentin Tarantino movie. Okay? Blood spatter for days. So check your triggers. Lots of violence, lots of blood spatter, decapitations, all types of wild shit like that. But you will not be bored. You will not be bored. It's fast paced. I enjoyed this ride. I enjoyed his writing style. You're definitely enthralled in this tale. The characters are pretty interesting. What I like is I like the world building because, can I say that? I like the world building. And do you remember, like, when you were watching shows like, remember The Walking Dead? And you kind of followed the group of people and you could literally see like what humans turn into as like this darkness has descended upon the United States. It's kind of like that. You're literally watching the world unravel. You want the good guys to win. You want them to get a hold of this thing. But as you read, the world is just unraveling with each page. And it's well done. I liked it a lot. So I do recommend this. And then basically the sequel to this book is the aftermath, after the events of this have taken place. But one thing I have to discuss is initially when you read about, like in the first couple of chapters, when they discover the hand and all the stuff starts going down, you think to yourself, okay, hold up, where the hell did the devil's hand come from in the first place? That's the question. Where did this hand come from? Why is it evil? And then when you get to that part of the story, that's what's really intriguing. So I think it was really well done. It does a great blend of interesting characters, lots of action, lots of graphic scenes, and then the history behind where the hand came from. That's all I could say without saying too much. So this was absolutely 5 stars. I will definitely be making my way through Keith Rosson's catalog. Fever House, y'all, for sure. If you like stories of zombies, the undead, you know the type, and also this is turning in this story. The United States turns into sort of like a dystopian type of vibe. So if you like those types of books, this is your book for sure. I recommend this. Have you read this book? And if you have, what other books can you recommend that are similar? Because I would like to read them. I enjoyed this. You get the point. 5 stars. I recommend. Hell yes. I wish you good reading, my friends. Bye.